Confusing names for a band. I think this is a topic which I have dealt before in opinion videos, but it's worth mentioning with this review as well. Here we have an Italian band that is labeled on Metal Archives as groove metal, released by Cult of Parthenope. This one is South of No North, debut album called Phagocity. The name might sound really stupid, and in fact it sounds to me anyway very, very peculiar. However, it is taken, at least to my knowledge, based on Metal Archives information from Bukowski stories or book. So in that respect, many people would say like, yeah, it's not that stupid after all. I mean, it's from a great writer. But what might make sense for a book, novel, short story, etc. doesn't necessarily make a good band name. But here it is, the debut album with such a title. So this one is labeled as groove metal, but I would say what in essence it is sort of a modern black, well, not black, thrash death combination. I don't know where the black came, probably some unconscious weird thing. Anyway, kind of having thrash riffs, then again also death metal riffs, and definitely death metal crawling, but also more modern parts. One could even say sort of a deathcore, if you will. So they're clean vocals, they're death metal crawly parts, and then they're riffs which could fit many genres. But lots of death thrash feeling overall. Now the good side is with this band that it sounds quite powerful. I mean, it sounds like the guitar sound is really, really top-notch. Same can be said about the drums. The production is really, really solid here, especially given it's a first album. Now that's pretty much the best thing on this album, as the rest is sort of a mediocre work. Now the vocals are a little bit on and off. There are parts where it kind of makes sense, but it's a little bit like misplaced here, off place if you will. When it comes to the riffs, it is kind of like the band is not yet decided which way to go. Some are definitely going to the thrash direction, but not exactly nailing it. I mean, this is not Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, or Anthrax. Not even those German names, and but not even. I don't mean quality-wise, but I mean it's even farther from that less of a mainstream style. When it comes to the how to say, putting these ideas together versus the individual riffs here and there, it becomes even more complicated because it seems like the band has various ideas and then they're just trying to forcefully put them together. So while some parts are very, very much like a decent thrash riff in the making, some parts are more like metalcore or deathcore riffs, and then they're just like, yeah, let's somehow to try to fit this is missing pieces and screws and all that stuff, and they're like, yeah, okay, let's just nail it, let's just pound and get it over with it. And the result is very, very mediocre-ish first album. So while the band has definitely nice ideas, way too often the execution is not exactly good. And even though the production is kind of solid, it can fool you over for so long. After a while you realize you're not exactly enjoying the current production because the songs don't really support it. I've said this before, but it's like 90 to 95% of a good music is because you have these good compositions, good riffs, and good execution, and only 5, max of 10% is because of the production. So it doesn't matter how well you sing, it doesn't matter how well you drum and how good your guitar or bass or whatever sound is, if you really can't nail it with the music. And that's the problem with South of No North. Now, this is listenable but hardly enjoyable. So with these 45 minutes of music, it's like, yeah, you will live and survive after going through this. It's not like you want to go for suicidal because you're listening to this. But I think this is one of those forgettable debut albums of 2020, and there's no denying that this won't be remembered in 10 years or so. But who knows, maybe these guys will actually come up with a bunch of better ideas in the years to come. Let's cheers to that. Take care. Bye-bye.